Alright, it is that time of the Battlefield life cycle again when the new game reveal is in countdown territory. So, naturally, every Reddit and Twitter user think they have all the secret details about the next game nailed down to the T. Of course, you and I both know that 99% of it is just blind fire, shots fired into the air which are nowhere near to being true. But at the same time, there are also some sources which have been correct about this type of stuff before, and it looks like history could repeat itself. So we're gonna talk about that, go over it once, and see if we can make some sense of it. Before we do that though, I wanna talk about kind of where my head's at with this game. So when I think of the setting of the game, I think it's very obvious that it has got to be set in modern times, right? I mean, we've done World War I, we've done World War II, so there's about zero chance of it being a historical game. And as far as a futuristic setting is concerned, I think DICE and EA have learned from the competition. Call of Duty did it and they're still paying for it. It's kind of done irreversible damage to the reputation of the franchise. So according to me, a modern setting, much like Battlefield 3 and 4, is most likely. Next up, EA themselves have said that the next game will have unprecedented scale and never seen before features. So when I think of this, I think that Battlefield was one of the first games to do 64-player matches, right? And sure, nowadays other games like Warzone do 100-150 players every match, but that's Battle Royale. So the next big step in multiplayer would be 128-player modes, let's say Conquest. An ongoing match where people can leave and join as the match is going on. And mind you, that is no small feat. 64 versus 64 players on a single server is a very big deal. Or maybe that scale that they're talking about relates to bigger maps, more destruction, things like that. But I think we'll all have to wait for the official reveal to get any confirmation. Maybe they'll bring new features and twists to game modes like they did with Operations in BF1, which was just Rush at a much bigger and better scale. Now I want to talk about Battle Royale, because it is such a polarizing topic in the Battlefield player base. Some people want it and some people absolutely do not. Those who do want it think a free-to-play, standalone Battlefield Battle Royale experience will be great. And those who don't give the example of Firestorm, which failed horribly, mainly because it wasn't free. Now if I'm being honest, I'm part of the second group. But I don't think Firestorm is a good example of why the next game shouldn't have a BR mode. Other than the fact that I just don't like Battle Royale, the game mode, I'm really worried that it might overshadow the regular multiplayer modes if it gets popular. We can see this with Warzone. It has become an entity of its own and completely overshadows the regular multiplayer, which I actually sometimes enjoyed as compared to Warzone, which I just can't. I can't tolerate it even for a single match. I've uninstalled it. That's how worse it's got. But then again, I trust DICE to make a good game and to realize where their priorities are. And there's basically no point in building up high expectations of the game when there's just no real info out there. We can be hopeful, optimistic, yes, but at the same time, you have to be practical and be realistic. Don't believe the leaks and rumors because we're only setting ourselves up for disappointment. I'm excited about the new game, but I'll only believe stuff when it comes directly from DICE themselves. So guys, I want you to do me a favor and leave a like on the video right now. Let's get some positivity going in the Battlefield community. Show that we're ready for a new game, we're optimistic and eagerly waiting for the next title. Because I for one can't wait to play it and make videos on it. Alright, now it's time to jump into speculation territory. I'll say it again, it's better not to believe it for now because if it turns out to be true, then great. But if it doesn't turn out to be true, then that's just unnecessary disappointment. And you'll feel bad about a game which for all intents and purposes didn't even exist for you. I hope you guys got my point, okay? Take it with a huge pinch of salt. Alright, so this comes from Tom Henderson on Twitter, who in his Gone Gold newsletter wrote about the next Battlefield game. It's pretty long, so I won't read out the whole thing, I'll just give you the gist of it, and I'll also leave a link to it down below if you want to read the whole thing yourself. This leak has actually become very popular. It's been going around social media and it's been gaining a lot of traction. Alright, so the first thing it says is that the next title will be called Battlefield. Just Battlefield. No numbers, no words, no suffix at all, just Battlefield. It also says that the game is set 10 years from now, much like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which released in 2012 and the game was set in 2025, so about 10 to 15 years from its release date. What this is going to do is give the developers a chance to implement weapons into the game which are currently in today's world in military development. So today they may be experimental, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's quite easy to believe that they'll be used in the field by actual soldiers. Also mentioned are the vehicles of the game, which include drones, jets, helicopters, tanks, and the works. A full-sized campaign will be making a return, ditching the war story structure as seen in Battlefield 1 and 5. The plot for the campaign is that we will be part of a specialist unit and we can choose whichever superpower to work for, USA or Russia. Then he goes on to mention the reveal trailer for the game, which will not feature any gameplay, so it'll be a cinematic trailer much like Battlefield 5's reveal trailer, which if I'm being honest does ring some alarm bells. He describes the multiplayer as Battlefield 3 and 4 on steroids and also says that there's a battle royale coming sometime after release. The game will feature 4 different classes to play with, and he also mentions that the classes, instead of just having unique gadgets, will also have different abilities, which he compares to Call of Duty perks. The last thing he says in his newsletter is that we can expect a trailer sometime around May. Now after going through this, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. Nothing that I can point a finger to and say, there's no way that's happening. The only thing that's kind of bugging me about all of these leaks and rumors is that nobody is talking about or even mentioning things like crossplay and live service. Maybe because some of it is obvious, like the live service that's going to be adopted, because DICE LA is specifically working on the post-launch DLC. I think that's also been officially confirmed. But crossplay, I don't think I've seen anyone give particular details about crossplay in the game. But for me personally, I hope it's console only because I cannot have hackers ruin my Battlefield experience for me. They can either make a really strong anti-cheat system for PC players or just give us the option to turn off PC crossplay and just have console crossplay. Yeah, I think that'll make a lot of people happy. And on that happy note, I think I'm gonna end the video right here. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Osmodrome, and I'll see you in the next one.